The cold metal chamber hissed as it opened. Captain Min Jun Park felt his lungs burn as he took his first breath in 50 years. His enhanced body moved smoothly, despite the long sleep. The cryogenic fluid drained away as he sat up slowly. Red emergency lights flashed in the underground facility. Something was wrong. Park's enhanced hearing picked up the sound of other chambers opening nearby. His team was waking up too. "Status report," Park called out. His voice rough from the long sleep. His body felt different. Stronger. The genetic modifications had finished their work while he slept. Dr. Sarah Chen climbed out of her chamber first. Her dark hair was longer than before, and her eyes glowed slightly blue from the neural enhancements. "All systems show green, Captain, but something triggered our early wake-up." "Abs." Sergeant Viktor Petrov emerged next, his massive frame moving with deadly grace. The muscle enhancement therapy had turned him into a living weapon. "How long were we out?" "1. "Checking now," Lieutenant Zara al-Rashid said as she moved to the main console. Her fingers flew across the holographic display. Her enhanced reflexes made her movements look like a blur. Corporal James Wright stumbled out of his chamber, the youngest of their group. Even enhanced, he looked confused and scared. "I feel strange. Like everything is different." Park stood and walked to the main display. The Prometheus project had changed them all. They were no longer fully human, but something more. Faster, stronger, smarter, built to fight a war that might never come. "Captain." Al-Rashid's voice was quiet. "We've been asleep for 53 years. The last communication from the surface was 3 years ago." The room fell silent except for the hum of machines. Park felt ice in his stomach that had nothing to do with the cold chamber. "Show me the logs," he ordered. The main screen lit up with archived footage. Earth's cities burning. Strange alien ships filling the sky. The news anchors looked terrified as they reported the invasion. "The Zilithian Empire has declared humanity a threat to galactic peace," the reporter said. "Their ships are bombing major population centers. Military resistance has been crushed in hours." More footage showed the aliens themselves. Tall, thin creatures with gray skin and large black eyes. They moved in perfect coordination, like a hive mind. Their weapons turned humans to ash in seconds. "Total human casualties are estimated at 95%, another report said. "Survivors are being hunted systematically. This may be our final broadcast." Then the screen went dark. Chen was crying silently. Petrov slammed his fist into the wall, leaving a dent in the reinforced steel. Wright sat down hard, staring at nothing. Park felt the weight of command crushing him. They had been created to be super soldiers, but they were supposed to protect humanity, not avenge it. "Sir," Al-Rashid said softly. "The base's automated systems have been maintaining us and monitoring the surface. No human signals detected for 36 months. "Any alien activity?" Park asked. "Minimal. Some automated mining operations. Most of their fleet appears to have left." Park studied the tactical display. The facility was deep under the Arctic ice, designed to be invisible. The aliens had missed them completely. "They finished their war and moved on," Chen said bitterly, "leaving nothing behind." "Not nothing," Park said firmly. "They left us." He turned to face his team. These 4 people might be the last humans alive, but they were not helpless victims. The Prometheus project had made them into something the aliens never expected. "Our mission has changed," Park announced. "We were built to defend humanity. Now, we have to rebuild it." "Rebuild from what?" Wright asked. "Maybe not everyone," Park said. "The surface reports mentioned survivors, people hiding. If even a few thousand humans are left, we can save our species." "And make the aliens pay for what they did," Petrov growled. Park nodded slowly. The enhanced aggression protocols were working in all of them. They felt the need for justice burning in their blood. First, we secure this facility. Then we go to the surface and assess the situation. We find survivors and protect them. After that, we hunt the creatures that destroyed our world. Chen wiped her tears and stood straighter. The genetic templates are still intact. We could restart the human population if necessary. The armory is fully stocked, Petrov reported. Weapons designed to work with our enhancements. We're not just soldiers anymore. We're walking weapon systems. Al-Rashid's enhanced mind was already processing strategies. Communication arrays are functional. If there are survivors, I can find them. Wright looked around at his team. Fear was leaving his young face, replaced by determination. What are our orders, Captain? Park felt something strange. Hope. They were no longer the people who had gone into those chambers 50 years ago. The enhancement process had changed their bodies and minds, but it had not changed their hearts. We suit up and go topside. Time to see what's left of our world. As they moved toward the equipment lockers, Park thought about their creators. The scientists who built the Prometheus project knew this day might come. They had prepared for humanity's darkest hour. The enhanced soldiers put on their advanced armor. The suits bonded with their modified nervous systems, making them faster and stronger. Weapons that would crush normal humans felt light in their hands. Remember, Park said as they prepared to leave their underground sanctuary, we're not just the last humans, we're the best humans. Everything our species ever dreamed of becoming. The blast door opened with a deep rumble. Cold air rushed into the facility. Somewhere above them lay the ruins of human civilization, but also, perhaps, the seeds of its rebirth. The 5 enhanced warriors walked into the elevator that would take them to the surface. They were no longer just Minjun, Sarah, Victor, Zara, and James. They were humanity's final gamble, and they were ready to win. The elevator climbed for 10 minutes through solid rock and ice. When it finally stopped, Park felt his enhanced senses adjust to the new environment. The air was thin and bitterly cold. The blast doors opened with a grinding sound. What lay beyond made even the enhanced soldiers freeze in shock. Snow fell from a dark gray sky that never seemed to end. The sun was just a dim glow behind thick clouds. Everything was covered in ice and ash. Where a thriving research station once stood, only twisted metal remains poked through the snow. Temperature is -40 degrees, Chen reported, her breath creating small clouds. Atmospheric composition shows massive particulate matter. Nuclear winter conditions. Park stepped out first, his boots crunching in the deep snow. His enhanced eyes could see clearly, despite the dim light. The landscape looked like the end of the world. They didn't just kill everyone, Wright said quietly. They killed the planet too. Petrov's heavy weapon was already in his hands. Movement, 2 kilometers northeast. Multiple contacts. Al-Rashid activated her scanning equipment. I'm picking up mechanical signatures. Not human. Not natural either. Through the swirling snow, they could see shapes moving in the distance. Large, insect-like machines crawled across the frozen ground. They were harvesting something from the ice. Zilithian mining drones, Chen identified. They're strip mining everything useful. Park felt anger building in his chest. The enhancement process had given him perfect emotional control, but this tested his limits. The aliens were not just murderers. They were thieves, taking everything valuable from Earth's corpse. We take one alive for interrogation, Park ordered. The rest, we destroy. The team moved across the frozen wasteland with deadly efficiency. Their enhanced bodies ignored the brutal cold. Their modified muscles carried them faster than any normal human could move. The mining machines were the size of trucks. Their multiple arms dug through the ice, collecting metals and rare elements. They had not been designed to fight, but their armor looked thick. I count 6 machines, Petrov reported. No escort vehicles. They don't expect resistance, Al-Rashid said. Why would they? They think all the humans are dead. Park smiled grimly. Time to prove them wrong. They attacked from 3 directions. Petrov's heavy weapon fired explosive rounds that punched through alien armor like paper. Chen used her enhanced speed to plant charges on the machine's weak points. Wright and Al-Rashid provided covering fire with precision that no normal soldier could match. The first machine exploded in a shower of sparks and metal. The second tried to flee, but Wright's enhanced reflexes let him target its power core perfectly. Chen's explosives turned 2 more into scrap metal. The 5th machine tried to fight back. Its mining arms swung at Petrov, but his enhanced reflexes made him untouchable. He grabbed one of its arms, and his enhanced strength tore it clean off. The last machine shut down when Al-Rashid hacked into its control system. Her enhanced mind interfaced directly with the alien technology. Got it, she announced. This one's ours now. Park examined the captured machine. Its technology was advanced but not impossible to understand. Can you access its memory banks? Already working on it, Al-Rashid said. Her eyes glowed brighter as her enhanced brain processed alien code. It's been here for 2 years. Part of a cleanup operation. Cleanup? Chen asked. The Zilithians are preparing to leave. They've taken what they want. Now, they're erasing evidence of what they did here. Wright kicked at a piece of debris, covering their tracks. There's more, Al-Rashid continued. The machine has communication logs. There are human survivors, small groups hiding in underground shelters. Park felt hope return to his enhanced heart. How many? Scattered groups across the globe, maybe 50,000 total. They're starving and freezing, but they're alive. We find them, Park decided. We protect them. We help them survive. As if summoned by his words, a weak radio signal crackled through their communication equipment. A human voice, desperate and afraid. Is anyone out there? This is Sarah's Hope bunker. We're running out of food. Our heating system is failing. If anyone can hear this, we're located in what used to be Vancouver. Please help us. Al-Rashid was already triangulating the signal. I've got their location. About 800 kilometers south. We go there first, Park said. How many people? Signal suggests maybe 200 survivors, Al-Rashid replied. Chen was studying the environmental data. Captain, with this nuclear winter, the survivors won't last much longer. Maybe months at most. Then we better hurry. They salvaged what they could from the destroyed mining machines. Alien power cells, communication equipment, and weapons. Every piece of technology could help the survivors. As they prepared to leave, Wright spotted something in the distance. Captain, there's a structure over there. Looks human. They investigated and found the remains of the research station that once stood above their hidden facility. Most of it was destroyed, but parts of the underground sections had survived. Inside, they found evidence of the final battle. Scorch marks on the walls. Human bodies that had become mummified in the cold. And recordings of the last moments. This is Dr. Martinez, final log entry, a recorded voice said. The Prometheus subjects are safe in deep freeze. If humanity survives this war, they'll be our hope for the future. We've programmed their awakening protocols for maximum effectiveness. God help them when they wake up to see what we've become. Park felt the weight of that responsibility. They were not just survivors. They were humanity's chosen champions, created by the best minds of their species. Sir, Petrov called out, found something interesting. In a secured section, they discovered a cache of pre-war technology. Vehicles, designed to work in Arctic conditions. Weapons. Medical supplies. Everything they needed to begin their mission. Our creators thought of everything, Chen said with admiration. Park looked at his team. They were no longer confused or afraid. They were focused, and determined. The enhanced soldiers had found their purpose. We load up and head for Vancouver. Those survivors have been waiting long enough. As they prepared the vehicles, Al-Rashid monitored alien communications. The Zilithian fleet is still in the outer system, loading processed materials onto colony ships. How long before they leave? Park asked. Based on their current schedule, maybe 6 months. Park smiled coldly. His enhanced mind was already forming plans. Good. That gives us time to save the survivors and prepare our revenge. The vehicles roared to life, breaking the silence of the dead world. But it was no longer a completely dead world. Hope was moving across the ice, carried by 5 enhanced warriors who would not let humanity die quietly. The journey to Vancouver took 3 days across the frozen wasteland. Park's team moved carefully, avoiding alien patrol drones and salvaging what they could from abandoned settlements. Their enhanced bodies needed little rest, but the vehicles required constant maintenance in the brutal cold. On the 3rd morning, they reached the Vancouver ruins. The once great city was buried under meters of ice and debris. Only the tops of the tallest buildings showed above the frozen surface. Sarah's Hope bunker. This is Captain Park, Earth Defense Force. We're here to help. Please, respond. The radio crackled with static, then a voice filled with desperate relief. Thank God. We're here. We're really here. Al-Rashid traced the signal to a subway tunnel entrance. The survivors had built their shelter in the old underground transit system. The tunnels provided protection from both the cold and alien detection. The bunker entrance was hidden behind a wall of scavenged metal and ice. As Park's team approached, the barrier opened to reveal thin, frightened faces. These people had been living on the edge of death for years. Are you really military? Asked an older woman, who seemed to be their leader. Her name was Dr. Lisa Wang, and she had been a university professor before the war. Enhanced military, Park replied. The survivors stared at the 5 warriors in amazement. Even under their Arctic gear, it was clear they were different. Stronger. More alert. Their eyes reflected light differently. Enhanced how? Dr. Wang asked. Chen stepped forward. Genetic modification. Neural upgrades. We were created to fight the war that destroyed our world. Inside the bunker, Park saw the reality of human survival. 200 people, living in conditions that would have killed normal humans within weeks. They had stretched their resources impossibly far, but they were slowly dying. Children with hollow eyes from malnutrition. Adults who looked decades older than their real age. Medical supplies that had run out months ago. Food stores nearly empty. How many other groups like this? Park asked Dr. Wang. We've had radio contact with maybe 30 other shelters worldwide. Most went silent months ago. I think we're one of the last. Offer. Wright was playing with some of the children, his enhanced reflexes making him seem like magic to them. Even in their desperate situation, they could still laugh. We're going to move you somewhere safer, Park announced. But first we need to understand what we're really dealing with. Al-Rashid had been scanning the bunker's computer systems. Captain, they've got detailed records of the invasion. Survivor reports from all over the world. The data painted a horrifying picture. The Zilithians had not just attacked randomly. They had studied humanity for years. They knew exactly where to strike and how to break human resistance most efficiently. They targeted our strengths, Doctor, Wang explained. Our communication networks, our military command structures, our industrial capacity. They understood us better than we understood ourselves. But they missed something, Chen said. They missed us. That night, while the survivors rested, Park's team held a private meeting. They needed to understand their own capabilities before they could plan their next moves. I've been analyzing our enhancement data, Chen reported. We're not just improved humans. We're something entirely new. She showed them scans of their own biology. Their nervous systems had been rewired for faster processing. Their muscles had been rebuilt for greater strength and endurance. Their bones were reinforced with metal composites. Our brains process information 50 times faster than normal humans, Chen continued. Our reaction time is measured in milliseconds. Our strength is superhuman. Are we still human? Wright asked quietly. That's the question, isn't it? Park replied. We have human hearts and human souls. But our bodies and minds are weapons, designed by the best scientists our species ever produced. Petrov examined his hands in the dim light. I can crush steel with these fingers. I can see in total darkness. I don't get tired anymore. The enhancement process was supposed to take 10 years, Chen said. But the cryogenic sleep accelerated everything. We're the finished product. The ultimate soldiers. Al-Rashid had been quiet, processing information at superhuman speed. I've been thinking about our mission. The Prometheus project wasn't just about creating super soldiers. It was about creating leaders for humanity's future. What do you mean? Park asked. Look at our psychological profiles. We weren't chosen just for physical compatibility with the enhancements. We were chosen for leadership potential, decision-making under pressure, the ability to inspire others. Park realized she was right. Even now, the survivors in the bunker looked to them with hope and trust. Their enhanced presence gave people strength. We're not just weapons, Wright said with understanding. We're symbols. We're proof that humanity can become something greater. Over the next day, they worked with the survivors to plan their evacuation. But Park's enhanced mind was already thinking bigger. 50,000 scattered survivors weren't enough to rebuild civilization. They needed something more. The Prometheus project files, Chen said suddenly. Are they still intact at our base? Everything's intact, Al-Rashid confirmed. The entire genetic research archive. The enhancement procedures. All of it. We could create more enhanced humans, Chen said. Not soldiers necessarily, but people with the abilities needed to survive and rebuild. Is that ethical? Wright asked. Changing people without their permission? Is letting humanity go extinct ethical? Petrov countered. Park thought about it carefully. We offer the choice. Full disclosure of risks and benefits. Those who want enhancement get it. Those who don't remain natural humans. And their children? Dr. Wang had been listening from the doorway. Their choice too. When they're old enough, Park decided. Doctor. Wang stepped into the room. Captain, I've been listening to your discussion. I want you to know that everyone in this bunker would volunteer for enhancement if it meant humanity's survival. Humanity. Wang stepped into the room. Captain, I meant humanity's survival. I meant Iman Bonner. We 44 Mendeding. Iman Bonner. Even knowing it would change you forever? Chen asked. We're already changed forever, Dr. Wang replied. The war changed us. Watching our world die changed us. Now, we need to change again, to ensure it never happens again. That evening, they received a transmission that changed everything. It was from another group of survivors. But these weren't hiding in bunkers. This is Colonel Martinez, Australian Defence Force. We've secured a military facility in the outback. We have aircraft, weapons, and 300 personnel. We've been hunting alien stragglers for months. Park felt excitement building. Martinez, this is Captain Park, Prometheus team. We're enhanced military assets. Can you use support? Enhanced how, Captain? We'll show you when we get there. Can you accommodate civilian evacuees? How many? 200 to start, potentially 50,000 eventually. There was a long pause. Captain, I don't know what kind of enhancements you're talking about, but if you can really evacuate 50,000 survivors, you'll have my full cooperation. Park looked at his team. Their mission was expanding beyond simple survival. They were becoming the leaders of humanity's rebirth. Dr. Wang, Park said. How long do you need to prepare your people for transport? Give us 2 days to pack essential supplies and medical records. You have 24 hours, Park decided. We need to move fast. The aliens are still out there, and winter is getting worse. As they prepared for the evacuation, Wright asked the question they were all thinking. Captain, what if we're wrong? What if we can't really rebuild humanity? Park looked out at the frozen ruins of Vancouver. Then we'll die trying. But we'll die as humans, not as victims. The enhanced warriors had found their true purpose. They weren't just weapons anymore. They were the guardians of humanity's future. The evacuation of Sarah's Hope bunker went smoothly. Colonel Martinez's facility in Australia was everything he had promised. A hidden military complex with underground hangars, weapons manufacturing, and enough space for thousands of survivors. Park stood in the command center 3 weeks later, watching tactical displays that showed human settlements across the globe. His enhanced team had helped coordinate the rescue of 47 survivor groups. The population was growing. Final count is 48,700 survivors, Al-Rashid reported. We're bringing in the last groups from Siberia and Alaska this week. But Park was focused on something else. Long-range scanners showed the Zilithian fleet preparing to leave Earth's solar system. Massive colony ships, loaded with stolen resources from their murdered world. They're getting ready to run. Petrov growled. Taking our planet's wealth to build their empire somewhere else. Colonel Martinez joined them at the tactical display. He was a tough soldier who had fought the aliens for 3 years. But even he was amazed by the enhanced team's capabilities. Captain Park, we've saved every survivor we could find. The aliens will be gone in 2 weeks. Maybe we should let them go and focus on rebuilding. No, Park said firmly. They murdered our entire species. They turned our world into a frozen tomb. They don't get to just leave. Chen looked up from her research station. I've been analyzing captured alien technology. Their ships are advanced, but not impossible to understand. We could adapt their systems to our needs. You're talking about fighting an entire fleet with captured equipment? Martinez asked. We're talking about justice, Wright said. His young face was hard with determination. They killed everyone we ever knew. Everyone we ever loved. Al-Rashid's enhanced mind had been working on the problem for days. The alien fleet has a weakness. They're not expecting resistance. Their security protocols are designed for ground combat, not space warfare. What are you proposing? Park asked. A boarding action. We take one of their smaller ships, use it to get close to their command vessel, then capture or destroy their leadership. Martinez stared at them. We're talking about a mission, Park corrected. We were built for this. Enhanced reflexes, superhuman strength, accelerated learning. We can adapt their technology faster than they can counter us. Over the next week, they prepared for the impossible. The team studied captured Zilithian spacecraft, learning how to operate alien systems. Their enhanced brains absorbed the complex technology in days instead of years. Dr. Wang and the other survivor leaders supported the mission, even knowing the risks. If you don't come back, Dr. Wang said, we'll continue your work. The enhancement procedures are ready for volunteers. We'll rebuild humanity stronger than before. We'll come back, Park promised. But if we don't, make sure our sacrifice means something. The captured Zilithian scout ship was barely large enough for the 5 enhanced warriors. Al-Rashid had modified its systems to respond to human neural patterns. Chen had upgraded its weapons with human technology. Petrov had installed additional armor plating. Wright, despite being the youngest, had shown exceptional skill at piloting the alien craft. His enhanced reflexes made him one with the machine. Remember, Park said as they approached the Zilithian fleet, we're not just representing ourselves. We're representing every human who died. Every child who will never be born. Every dream that was destroyed. The alien fleet was enormous. Hundreds of ships ranging from small escorts to massive colony vessels. At the center was the command dreadnought, a ship the size of a small city. Disguise is holding, Al-Rashid reported. They think we're one of their own scout ships returning from patrol. They docked with the command ship without challenge. The aliens had no reason to suspect that their victims might fight back. The interior of the Zilithian vessel was cold and sterile. The corridors were designed for their tall, thin bodies. The enhanced humans moved through them like deadly shadows. "Security checkpoint ahead," Wright whispered through their communication link. The alien guards never knew what hit them. Petrov's enhanced strength crushed their weapons before they could raise an alarm. Chen's speed let her disable their communication equipment in seconds. They moved deeper into the ship, following Al-Rashid's enhanced hacking of the vessel's computer systems. The command center was protected by the best the Zilithian military could offer. It wasn't enough. The enhanced humans fought like forces of nature. Their superhuman abilities turned them into unstoppable weapons. Alien soldiers fell before them like wheat before a harvest. In the command center, they found the Zilithian leadership, tall, gray beings with black eyes that showed no emotion. They stood in perfect formation, as if they had been expecting this moment. "You are the enhanced specimens," the lead Zilithian said in perfect English. "We detected your awakening months ago." "You knew we were coming?" Park asked. "We knew enhanced humans would eventually emerge. We have been observing your species for centuries. You were always destined to create weapons like yourselves." Chen raised her weapon. "Then you know why we're here. To seek revenge for your extinct species. Yes, it was inevitable." "Our species isn't extinct," Wright said proudly. 50,000 humans are alive and growing, stronger. For the first time, the Zilithian leader showed emotion. Surprise. Perhaps even fear. "Impossible. Our calculations showed complete eradication within 5 years." "Your calculations didn't account for human stubbornness," Park said, "or for what we become when you threaten our children." Al-Rashid had been working at the ship's control systems. "Captain, I'm in their navigation computers. I can send the entire fleet into the sun." "Do it," Petrov said immediately. "Wait," Park ordered. "Not all of them." He turned to the Zilithian leader. "Your species survives today because we choose mercy over vengeance. But you will never return to this system. You will broadcast a warning to all Zilithian forces that Earth is protected." "By 5 enhanced specimens?" the alien asked. "By 5 enhanced specimens who were created by a species you thought you had destroyed. Imagine what we'll become in 100 years. In 1,000 years." The Zilithian leader was silent for long moments. Finally, it nodded slowly. "The warning will be sent. Earth will be marked as forbidden territory." Al-Rashid's sabotage sent half the fleet spiraling into the sun. The remainder fled the solar system at maximum speed, their hulls still bearing scorch marks from human defiance. As the enhanced team returned to Earth in their captured ship, Wright asked the question they all wondered about. "Think they'll really stay away?" "For now," Park replied. "But they're right about one thing. Humanity will keep creating enhanced soldiers. We'll be ready if they ever come back." Chen looked at the tactical display showing their home world. "Earth is starting to warm up. The atmospheric processors we captured are working. 50,000 humans," Al-Rashid mused. "With enhancement technology and alien resources. We're not just rebuilding humanity. We're improving it." "The Zilithians made one mistake," Park said as Earth grew larger in their view screen. "They thought destroying our cities would destroy our spirit. They never understood that humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology or our weapons." "What is it then?" Wright asked. "Our refusal to give up. Our determination to protect what we love. They killed our world, but they couldn't kill our hope." As they approached Earth's atmosphere, Park felt something he hadn't experienced since awakening from cryogenic sleep. Peace. Not because the war was over, but because humanity would survive to fight another day. The enhanced warriors were returning home as more than soldiers. They were returning as legends. 6 months after the defeat of the Zilithian fleet, Earth was changing. The alien atmospheric processors had cleared much of the nuclear winter debris. Sunlight reached the surface for the first time in years. Plants began growing in the warmed soil. Park stood on the observation deck of New Geneva, the first major settlement built by the survivors. It housed 20,000 people in buildings made from both human and alien technology. The architecture was strange but beautiful, reflecting humanity's adaptation to their new reality. "Population report," Al-Rashid said as she joined him. Her role had evolved from intelligence officer to coordination specialist for the growing civilization. 62,400 humans now, she continued. We found more survivor groups in deep bunkers. Plus, the first enhanced babies were born last week. Park smiled. The children born to enhanced parents showed remarkable development. Stronger, smarter, healthier than normal human babies. They represented the future of the species. "What about the enhancement program?" Park asked. 30% of adult survivors have volunteered for the procedure. Dr. Chen has perfected the process. No more military-grade modifications, unless people specifically request them. Chen had indeed become humanity's leading enhancement specialist. She offered different levels of modification. Some people chose basic health improvements. Others wanted enhanced intelligence for scientific work. A few requested full combat modifications to become defenders. Wright approached them from the training grounds. He had become the leader of New Geneva's defense force. 200 volunteers with various levels of enhancement, all trained to protect the growing civilian population. "Training report," Wright said. "The new recruits are adapting well to their enhancements. Basic strength and speed improvements are enough for most security work." "Any word from the outer settlements?" Park asked. "Tokyo Station is thriving. 5,000 people, mostly focused on technology development. London base has 3,000, working on agriculture and medicine. Moscow compound reports 2,000, specializing in manufacturing. Petrov managed Moscow compound personally. His enhancement had made him not just a warrior, but a brilliant organizer. He could coordinate complex industrial processes with the same efficiency he once used to plan battles. "The children want to see you," Wright added. "They have questions about the old world." Park visited the education center every week. The children born before the war remembered little of humanity's former glory. But they were eager to learn about their heritage while embracing their enhanced future. In the classroom, 30 young faces looked up at him with bright eyes. Many showed the subtle signs of enhancement: sharper reflexes, clearer thinking, stronger bodies. "Tell us about the space program," asked Minsu, a 7-year-old whose parents had been Korean engineers. "Before the war, humans had space stations and planned missions to other stars," Park explained in simple terms. "We dreamed of exploring the galaxy. Are we going to do that again?" asked Elena, a girl whose enhanced intelligence was already remarkable. "Better than that," Park said. "We're going to do it right this time. No more wars between nations. No more dividing ourselves when we should be united." Dr. Wang entered the classroom. She had accepted enhancement focused on longevity and mental acuity. At 70 years old, she looked 40 and thought faster than she ever had in her life. "Captain Park," she said, "the Council has reached a decision about the space program." The Council of New Geneva included representatives from all the surviving settlements. "Construction begins next month on the orbital shipyard," Dr. Wang announced, "using captured Zilithian technology and human innovation. Our first interstellar vessel should be ready within 5 years." The children cheered. They understood that this meant adventure, exploration, and hope for the future. After class, Park walked through the settlement's streets. People were working, laughing, building new lives. Enhanced humans worked alongside natural ones in perfect cooperation. The division between modified and unmodified had never become a source of conflict. Because we made the right choice, Chen said, joining him. Enhancement was offered as a gift, not forced as a requirement. People chose their own paths. And both paths lead to the same future. Park agreed. They stopped at the memorial wall. 10,000 names carved in black stone, representing the major population centers destroyed by the Zilithians. Tokyo, New York, London, Moscow, Beijing, Mumbai. Cities that once held millions, now remembered in silence. Do you think we've honored them? Wright asked. He often came to the memorial to remember friends lost in the war. We've done more than honor them, Park replied. We've proven their sacrifice meant something. Humanity didn't die with them. It became something greater. Al-Rashid approached with urgent news. Captain, we're receiving signals from deep space. Multiple sources. Other civilizations are trying to contact us. They hurried to the communication center. The displays showed signal patterns from dozens of different star systems. First contact protocols were activating for the first time. They know what happened here, Al-Rashid reported. News of our victory over the Zilithians has spread across the galaxy. Other species want to meet the humans who refuse to die. One signal was clearer than the others, a voice speaking accented but understandable English. People of Earth, this is Ambassador Kell of the Andromedan Coalition. We observed your conflict with the Zilithian Empire. Your species has proven itself worthy of galactic citizenship. We invite you to join the community of free civilizations. Park felt a mixture of excitement and caution. What do we know about this coalition? Initial analysis suggests they're a defensive alliance, Al-Rashid replied. Multiple species united against aggressive empires like the Zilithians. We're not ready for galactic politics yet, Chen said. We're still rebuilding our own civilization. But we will be ready, Park decided. He activated the communication system. Ambassador Kell. This is Captain Min Jun Park representing the survivors of Earth. We are honored by your invitation. However, humanity requires time to heal and grow before joining galactic society. We ask for your patience. Of course, Captain Park. The coalition will wait. We have heard remarkable stories about your enhanced warriors and your determination to survive. When humanity is ready, we will welcome you with open arms. As the communication ended, Park looked around at his team. They were no longer the confused, desperate soldiers who had awakened in an Arctic bunker. They had become the leaders of humanity's rebirth. What's our next mission? Wright asked with a grin. The same as always, Park replied. Protect humanity. Help it grow. Make sure it never faces extinction again. Through the windows of the communication center, they could see children playing in the gardens of New Geneva. Enhanced and natural humans working together on construction projects. Scientists developing new technologies that combine the best of human creativity and alien engineering. 50 years ago, they put us to sleep as weapons, Petrov observed. We woke up as something much more important. What's that? Chen asked. Parents, teachers, guardians of the future. Al-Rashid was monitoring global communications. Settlement reports from around the world show steady population growth. Enhanced couples are having children. Natural humans are thriving with improved technology. Humanity is not just surviving anymore. It's flourishing. And Park nodded with satisfaction. The Prometheus project had succeeded beyond its creators' wildest dreams. They had not just created super soldiers. They had created the foundation for humanity's golden age. What do you think Earth will look like in 100 years? Wright wondered. Green again, Chen said. Millions of people, both enhanced and natural, working together. Ships traveling to distant stars, Al-Rashid added. Human settlements on other worlds. And no one will ever again mistake us for an easy target, Petrov finished. Park looked up at the clear sky, where the first human space station was already under construction. Somewhere out there, alien civilizations waited to welcome humanity into the galactic community. But they would wait on human terms, not as conquerors but as equals. The Zilithians made one final mistake, Park said. They thought killing most of us would make the rest weaker. Instead, it made us stronger than we ever imagined possible. The 5 enhanced warriors stood together, watching the sunset over New Geneva. They had started as humanity's last hope. Now they were simply its proud guardians, watching over a species that had proven impossible to destroy. In the distance, children's laughter echoed through the streets, the sound of a future that no alien empire could ever take away.